And we are live. Hello
All
and
right.
welcome to another episode of the e-commerce coffee break. Today I have with me Justin Kline, founder of Markerley at markerley.com. He has created award-winning campaigns when it comes to influencer marketing. In the last 9 years, he worked for Fortune 500 brands, nonprofits, and government organizations. And Justin has developed a unique methodology for influencer marketing. That's what we're going to talk about. Hello, Justin. How are you today?
Hey, how are you, Klaus?
I'm very well. Justin, give me a bit of a background. Obviously, you're sort of a dinosaur when it comes to influencer marketing. You're doing this for a very, very long time. I think that's all before influencer marketing became a thing. Give me a bit of a rundown. How did you start? When did you start? How did the whole story start?
Yeah, absolutely. So back in 2012, we started Markerley, and originally it was not actually an influencer marketing company. That came a little bit later. The original concept was actually a highlighter for websites where you could save quotes that you found, across the web. And we got on a ton of different publisher sites and later decided to pivot into influencer marketing. Back then, it was mostly mom blogs, and Instagram wasn't as big as it is now, and TikTok obviously wasn't around. YouTube was kind of like just starting to rev up, and yeah, we got in at a very interesting time because it was mostly editorial content on people's blogs, and we had a ton of data because we were tracking all these different blogs, and we were able to see how much engagement these different blog posts were getting. And it made for a very natural transition into influencer marketing because we were able to quickly monetize and start activating some of these very large bloggers at the time. And then, it started to evolve into incorporating all these other platforms that is, kind of now quintessentially part of modern influencer marketing.
Okay. Obviously, influencer marketing, I think, is just a new word. I think influencer marketing was always there. It was just like you get recommendations from someone, has just become a thing in the interwebs. Now, obviously, influencer marketing, as you said, over the years has changed a lot. I mean, new platforms have come up, new ways to use influencer marketing have come up. What kind of approach do you have to influencer marketing nowadays?
Yeah, I mean, I think that it all depends on your objective, right? Different brands, have different objectives when it comes to working with influencers. So, it could be simply generating web traffic and sales. It could be generating content that you could then repurpose elsewhere. It could be about, getting a story out there. If you have a particular narrative or a brand story that you want to propagate across the web and drum up buzz about, influencers are really great for that as well. It really just depends on what you're trying to accomplish.
Mm-hmm. So basically, in a nutshell, what makes an influencer? Going back to the basics.
Yeah, so an influencer really is just anyone that is able to convince or persuade others to do some type of action, right? I would argue that the idea of influencing kind of started first, and then marketing and advertising came after that, right? Because they were developed essentially to influence people, right? So I think that the whole idea of influence came first. And now is the first time ever, of course, that your next door neighbor could have millions of followers on a platform like Instagram or TikTok or YouTube, which has changed the landscape of influence. And it really has kind of brought influencer marketing kind of to the forefront of marketing and advertising.
Mm-hmm. Now, as you said, your best neighbor or your neighbor can be an influencer in a specific niche or topic or whatsoever because of social media. Now, obviously there's different subsections of influencers. You might have micro influencers, you might have celebrity influencers, and so on and so forth. If you approach a campaign or a project, how do you look for the right influencer for the project?
Yeah, so I think that it's really important to pick people that would naturally have an affinity for the brand and the products that the brand sells or services. So, you wouldn't want to, have a bunch of people promoting, like a pet related brand if they don't have pets, right? They need to be able to complement what the brand is offering. And I would start there. And then obviously, depending on whether you are trying to target based on location, you would want to obviously include influencers accordingly. If there's a certain demographic profile that works better for the brand, like based on, market research and just analytics of sales, that's also a really great place to start in terms of figuring out what types of influencers that you want to work with, because you want to make sure that their audiences are going to mirror the target customer.
Absolutely. So obviously you see sometimes that, or how easy or not easy is it for you to find out if a influencer is real, is legit, is not, I don't know, has fake followers, it's a fake profile or whatever. What do you do to make sure that this person is real?
Yeah, so there are a lot of different ways that you can assess whether an influencer actually has a true following. And I would look at comments, right? Because most of the fake profiles either don't have a high comment rate when you compare to their peers, or the comments, if they do have a good comment rate, the comments are all very similar. And, they're like maybe one word, great, awesome, fabulous, thumbs up, like just very generic. And you can kind of tell by clicking into those people that are engaging that they might be private accounts with 0 followers that maybe were created within the last week. And usually that's, a red flag, right? So obviously you don't want to work with people that don't have high engagement rates, but then if they do, it's important to look into who's engaging and, seeing whether those followers who are engaging are real.
Makes sense. Yeah. So you said that you have developed a unique methodology for influencer marketing. Tell me a little bit more about that.
Yeah, I mean, over the past, since 2012, that's like 9 years. We have tried everything, so we know what works, what doesn't, and everything in between. So this gets into how we are going about the strategy, how we are going about the identification, the activation process, the outreach, the legal, the compliance, the technology. All of these different facets have been fine-tuned over the years to enable us to run very effective campaigns.
Mm-hmm. Talking about effectiveness, how do you measure the success of an influencer campaign?
Yeah, I mean, this goes back to objective. So it really just depends on what the brand is trying to achieve. And then you want to build a program to support, what that objective is. And then once the campaign is over, you can then look at the KPIs that have been developed in accordance, with, the objectives to determine whether the campaign was a success or not.
Okay. On your website, I see you have a Instagram analyzer tool. So how does that help me if I want to be becoming an influencer? Is that something that helps me in finding out if I'm good enough, or how does that work?
Yeah, so it's really a fun tool that you can use to compare influencers. So if you're a brand and you're trying to determine whether you want to work with influencer A or influencer B, you can create a report and compare the two, as far as like their engagements, their followers, the brand affinity of their followers. There's just a number of different metrics that you can easily kind of have this side-by-side comparison to kind of dig in a little more and determine who you want to work with.
Okay, that sounds good. So if somebody's approaching you, let's say I want to start an influencer project for my direct-to-customer brand, how do I approach you guys? How's the process working with you guys?
Yeah, I mean, you can just reach out, hello@markerley.com. And, typically it starts there, and then we will hop on a discovery call and learn more about the business and, what you're trying to accomplish. And, usually it just starts off as a very casual conversation. And then, the process would be, we would move to like the proposal phase. And then once, that looks good, and if there's a fit, then we would move forward with a campaign.
Okay, the campaign itself, how is that structured? What kind of bits and pieces are coming together in the campaign? How do you help? Do you create artwork and copy? And what's your part on that side?
Yeah, absolutely. So we're handling everything. It's very much a full service. So this includes, all of the strategic thinking that goes into, what we're doing and what the influencers are going to be creating in terms of content. Putting all the materials together that will be mass communicated to the influencers, doing all of the outreach and identification to find all of the best influencers who are going to be the best fit. Then all of the legal and compliance, aspects are covered by us to ensure that, they are going to, put forth their end of the bargain, that they're going to put out content that is best in class, that they're going to properly disclose, if they're being paid. Then there's an entire reporting engine, which is provided to our clients so that they can keep track of the campaigns. There's also, very stringent approvals, a very stringent approval process. So, is the concept great? Is that approved? Is the content that's being created, is that awesome? Is that approved, right? Is it ready to go live? Like, that whole process is streamlined in our platform to ensure that we're passing on as much value to our clients as possible. We're able to do this very efficiently through the use of software.
Okay, so I understand that you also do a sort of quality control process when it comes to the influencer, so that there is no risk that the influencer sort of fucks it up.
Exactly, yes. We need to make sure that they are great representatives of the brand.
Okay. How long does the process take between a first contact and before a campaign really goes live?
Usually, I like to give it like 2 to 4 weeks. We have done campaigns faster than that. We had a Valentine's Day campaign once, and they came to us like 5 days before Valentine's Day. They wanted like 15 influencers. So we had to send a bunch of influencers to like Hallmark stores to find greeting cards to, do like Instagram photos for their loved ones, just in time for Valentine's Day. So like we are able to be nimble and move quickly, but usually I prefer to have ample time to really make sure we're getting all the right people. We don't want to have to rush, because then that obviously will take away from other aspects.
Now, influencer marketing, would you recommend to do a campaign in conjunction or in cooperation with other campaigns, with Facebook ad campaigns or any kind of paid traffic?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we, in many cases, will include boosting into our campaigns in order to further amplify the content to the specific audiences that we want. So yeah, that's becoming more and more relevant, especially for smaller brands or brands that want to target a very niche type of customer. It's really great for that, because we can find smaller influencers to create the content, right? And then we connect to their ad accounts. We're able to boost that native content. We're not, re-uploading the video. We're actually using the native organic post that the influencer put up and are just, boosting that content to more people. It's coming from the influencer.
Okay. Do you have any kind of golden nugget or tip, or what you would recommend for somebody who is interested in starting an influencer campaign?
Yeah, I mean, I think if you're just starting and you're not sure where to start, you don't know what to do first, and you're not sure if you want to invest in having, an agency help you scale out your efforts, it always is great just to hit up some people that you think are a good fit and ask them like, hey, I think you'd be a great fit for our brand. Would love to work something out. What would that take? What are your rates? Can I send you free product? And if you like it, maybe you can post. I would say just hit up like 10 to 20 people that you think are a really great fit and start there. And then once you start seeing results that you like, then go to a company to help you scale your efforts.
Okay, no, that's absolute great tip. Where can people find out more about your service and your products?
Yeah, so our website is probably the best place, markerley.com. That's markerly.com.
Cool. I will put the link in the show notes so that everyone can check it out. Great, Justin. That was, I think, a great introduction into influencer marketing and how it can benefit businesses. So thanks for your time. Really appreciate that, and talk soon.
Yeah, thank you, Klaus. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Hey, Klaus here. Before you leave, I have a question for you. Are you a Shopify store owner and you're feeling stuck, overwhelmed, and not sure what to do next to grow your business? Do you struggle to convert traffic into sales and turn website visitors into buyers? Do you want to have direct access to a mentor who can assist you with your store, your strategy, offer, marketing, sales, and anything else you might need in your business? Then I would invite you to apply for my Get Conversions program, where I show you how to remove the guesswork out of growing your Shopify business and create clarity to optimize your business for maximal growth and profit. This is an application-only program. To apply, go to klauslauter.com to learn more. And finally, please do not forget to subscribe, like, and comment. It's a huge help and allows me to reach more people with this channel. Thanks in advance, and until next time at the e-commerce coffee break.